Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Community Board 5, General Board Meeting. I want to call the meeting to action. Any board members that is still walking around, please take the first 3 seats, the first 3 rows, so that we can get started. I want to welcome everybody. I am Alice Lowman, the proud chairwoman of Community Board 5. You can have some food. I have board members that is giving food out. The public, I want you guys to go and have something to eat. This is donations of Vera's Soul Food. They donated for the entire community. You know, Ms. Worley, please send the regards to them. What's the address? Stanley Avenue between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. So please go and visit them, tell them thank you, and patronize them like they've patronized us. Okay? I will entertain the elected official report. Any elected officials are here before we go into our agenda? Any representatives? So we're going to call the meeting to order. Ms. Feliciano, you want to do the roll call? I'm going to introduce my board. To my far right is Ms. Gina Watson. Then next, we could clap for that. Then to her left is Mr. Miguel Feliciano. To my left is Charles Bullock. And then to his left is Ms. Roe Johnson. I just want to say thank you to Ms. Roe Johnson and Mr. Johnson. I call him Mr. Roe. Every time I see Brother Paul, that's like a running joke, for providing media for us. They've put CB5 on the map. Everybody knows about what it is that we're doing here in the community, fighting for the community, the things we're bringing to the community, for complete transparency. That's why we record these meetings. We are here tonight with a special guest. When I say special, I mean special. We have our former congressman. We can stand for that. Mr. Edolphus Towns is here with us tonight. He's going to speak, but I just want everybody in the room to know that we have royalty and specialty in the room with us tonight. So we're going to do our roll call, and then we're going to start our board business, and then we're going to have our congressman come before us to share whatever it is that he wants to, because he earned that right. He fought for us for what, 30 years? 30 years. Impeccable record.
Please answer, President. Alisa Avenatti. Deborah Act. Alfred Adams. Alfred Adams. Maria Aileen. Shani Bell. Nidia Bodenfont. Vivian Bright. Alton Brown. Alton Brown, Charles Bullock, Orisa Cameron, Natasha Sherry Perez, Juan Colon, Ethel Cooks, Rochelle Ellison, Dwayne Faison, Miguel Feliciano present, Anna Fisher, Wilfredo Florentino, Jessica Franco, Dwayne Frankson, Odesha Flynn, Jabril Gaskin, Aura Goodwin, Okay. Thank you. Andrea Granville, Jimmy Gutty, Jimmy Gutty. Okay. Thomas Haynes, Susan Jacobs, Ebony Johnson, Amaya Johnson, Roclina Johnson, Grace Jones Roberts, Darren Linson, Alice Lowman. Okay. Andretta Mitchell, present, okay. Judith Narain, Kelly Pierre, Alberto Ramos, Tanisha Ritter Hudson, Wilma Rivera, Abdul Sattar, Albert Scott Jr., Tene Snuggs, Asaya Thomas, Luz Torres, Emily Walker, Monique Wallace, Gina Watson, present. Hazel Worley. Okay. We have quorum, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, board members, for coming out. We met quorum with 30. We only needed 26. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda for November 19, 2025. Ms. Fisher, second by Rowe. I entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes of October 22nd, 2025. Ms. Finn and Ms. Bright. Thank you. So before we go into our voting action, I am going to take a break, and I'm going to allow our special guest to come before us to speak on whatever it is that he wants to, but I want to let y'all know I got my signed book.
Thank you very much. I am so excited about being here because everything that I am and I hope to be started in East New York. And of course, as I've now retired and all of that, I've had some interesting experiences. When you're in Congress, they give you a car and they give you a driver, all that kind of stuff. And then when you retire, they take all that away from you, right? So I'm on Broadway Junction Station, and I'm up there. So I observed this lady. She was watching me. I said hello, and she said hello. Then I moved down the platform. She moved down the platform too. So when the train came in, I faked like I was going to get in one car and jumped in the other car. She faked like she was going to get in one car and jumped in the car I was in. We went 2 stops. She touched me on the shoulder. She said, "Sir, didn't you used to be somebody or something?" So of course, we had a long conversation on the train, talking about all the issues and things. And it's just so great to be here with, with Alice Lowman, and of course, who's providing leadership here and has a great reputation of doing some positive kind of things. Yeah, give her a big round of applause. Yeah. And of course, to be in the audience with a person that is the longest board member in the borough of Brooklyn, Vivian Y. Bright, serving longer than anybody else. Yes, 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 yes. And probably been living in East New York longer than anybody else. Yeah, but and I think that at some point in time, we need to recognize that, and I think it should be emanated from Board 5, and to let the borough president and all those downtown know that we really look forward to that kind of leadership in our community. So give her another big round of applause. I served in many capacities, and I was being interviewed the other night by Kelly, and he was asking me about that. And I was telling him, I said, first of all, in my early days, I was special assistant to the Commissioner of Correction. Basically, I was a young guy with a big afro, and what I was doing basically was just opening the door, closing the door, and putting on her coat. And then, of course, I became the the executive borough president of Brooklyn, and then I became the first black to serve as the deputy borough president of Brooklyn. And then, of course, I became very close to the first black woman to serve in the United States House of Representatives, a lady by the name of Shirley Chisholm. Shirley and I became very good friends, and of course, I might as well tell something tonight that I don't, it's sort of embarrassing, but I talk about it. I'm among family, among friends. Shirley called me, she was in Norman, Oklahoma, and she says, "I'm getting out. I'm tired. I had enough of this. I'm tired of just getting beaten. I'm just, I said, Shirley, please, don't talk like that. I said, Shirley, you're the first black woman to serve in the United States House of Representatives. Shirley, I said, you're on the Rules Committee. Black has never been on the Rules Committee, Shirley. I said, and you're part of the women's leadership, Shirley. I said, Shirley, people are looking for, she said, shut up. She says, I'm getting out and I'm supporting you from my seat. I said, oh well, now, I didn't understand it like that. Now you're making sense. Before that, you were talking crazy. So Shirley Chisholm was really one of the who really supported me very strongly when I ran for Congress, and I will never forget that. And of course, I had the opportunity to serve for 30 years in the United States House of Representatives. 30 years. 30 years, yes. And of course, Hakeem Jeffries has now replaced me, and Hakeem, we hope, will be the leader at some point. And all we need is about 5 more votes, 5 more members of Congress, and he will be the leader coming from our district. Let's face it, that is an amazing thing if we can make that happen. So we're working on it. And I also want to let you know that involvement makes a difference. Kelly asked me the other day about books. He said to me, what 3 books would you suggest that we read? And Alice Lowman was in the audience and everything. I said, the first thing I would like for you to do is read my book. Yeah. And then I said, then Shirley Chisholm's book. And then I said, John Hope Franklin's book, From Freedom. I said, those are the 3 books that I would suggest that you read, From Slavery to Freedom. And I said, and Harvesting the Fruits of Power was written by me, and so he looked at me, and then of course some people in the audience didn't know that I had one out, so I said, well, check with Amazon. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring some books here at some point. I'm going to do that because, and just to say, first of all, I really want to thank you for all those years and support that you've given me down through the years. I really I thank you so much. It meant so much to me because you made me strong. Every time they would run against me, it was a waste of time. Yeah, it was a waste of time, and in the book it talks about that, in terms of those numbers. And I want you to, and of course, I never forget, we were campaigning once. Al Sharpton was helping me campaign, and we were on Utica Avenue. And of course, we're there campaigning and everything's going fine. All of a sudden, this car comes off of Utica Avenue and it's coming directly towards Al Sharpton and I. And I would move left and the car would move left and I'd move right. This car looked like it was following us, and what had happened is this lady who had passed out and the car was just loose. I knew Al Sharpton was a good radio host. I knew he was a strong television man. I know he was a community activist. I know he was a good preacher. But God knows I didn't know he was a track star. I think he said, if the car's going to hit somebody, it's going to hit Ed Towns first, because I'm gone. And I'll never forget that experience with Brother Sharpton, who was always a strong supporter of mine down through the years. So I'm going to conclude by saying, you don't know in terms of how much this evening means to me to be able to come out and see that the community board is functioning in such a fashion way. I must admit that when I was deputy borough president and after I left, we had some problems with the board. For 5 times, they couldn't make quorum. 5 times. And I remember that, and they called me to tell me about how the board, and I was calling board members saying, don't give up that power that you have. You have a power to be able to influence and talk about what happens in your community. Don't give that power up. And I'm so happy tonight when it says we have a quorum. I said, thank God for the quorum. So let me close. Let me close because I know people like short speeches. I didn't know it always. I used to be long-winded and all that, but I tell you when I found it out. I was doing the commencement at Grambling University in Louisiana, And of course, we were in the line and got on all this paraphernalia and all that stuff, you know, marching and carrying on. President of this university and lieutenant governor, and I have all these people, and you know, dean of this and dean of that, and this lady just ran up to me, you know, I want you to meet my sister, you know. My sister's never heard you. I heard you at North Carolina A&T University, but my sister, she's never heard you, and I wanted my sister to hear you. Well, I want you to meet my sister. And I'm saying to myself, I don't even know you, and you want me to meet? So then she carried on. So I said, my God, I'm going inside. If what I said at A&T was that impressive, let me just find out what it was. Maybe I can use some of it when I get inside. So I said, what did I talk about? She said, oh, no, but you were brief.
Thank you, Mr. Towns. We appreciate you. We adore you. Thank you for always remembering East New York. Thank you for coming back, being a part of us, and speaking to us tonight. I know everybody's going to be looking for this book, the bestseller that I have already. Thank you. We have a few voting items. The first one, we have public safety and quality of life. Do you want to come before us? Nydia and Ms. Grace. You can give them a hand as they come in.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Nydia Bonifant.
I'm Grace Jones-Roberts. This evening we have a renewal for Dave & Buster's at 395 Gateway Avenue in Brooklyn. That's in Gateway Plaza. We had a vote at our meeting on November 10th, 2025. Quorum was reached. I want to add additionally, Mr. Dwayne Faison was present. In the committee's vote, the motion was to renew and for Dave & Buster's to take more accountability for their parking lot issues, the things that go on outside of the establishment, which they claim that they're not responsible for, but we wanted them to have a bigger connection with the 75th Precinct and also the management of Gateway Plaza, right? We felt that they needed to take accountability that some of these incidents started within their establishment. And just because they left did not mean that they didn't have any accountability and that their responsibility ended when the door closed, okay? So those concerns were were discussed, and in the meeting there were 3 yeas, 2 nays, 1 abstention, so at that time the yeas passed. At this time we're offering up a motion for the renewal of Dave & Buster's application for a full liquor license. That means the cider, beer, wine, and alcohol, full alcohol. I hope everyone can hear me. I'm sorry.
We can hear you.
It's a renewal. Yes.
So the committee recommends yes.
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 You can't, you voted
The
yes
yeas
out of
passed.
Right.
Yes.
I just want to add a little to that with the Dave & Buster's. I did hear some of what happened in the meeting, but I just want to say we can't hold Dave & Buster's responsible for them drag racing in that Gateway Mall back there. They've had an ongoing problem. It's not Dave & Buster's. They were doing it also in the movie theater on Linden Boulevard, and the movie theater put those, what do you call those, high-rise things?
The bumps?
Speed bumps
Speed
inside the
bumps.
parking lot to slow them down. You know, we've had issues back there at the Red Crab. We've also had issues, you know, I haven't had heard many issues with Dave and Buster's. So I don't want them to take the rap for the things that was going on prior to them even coming back there.
No, definitely not.
So with that being said, I just wanted to add so that the community would know that there was an incident back there. There was someone that lost their life back there, and it was because they were drag racing back there doing donuts, right? And the car spun out of control. But it's not that Dave and Buster's were the persons or people that sold the alcohol to those people. That is an ongoing problem that the 75th Precinct is aware of. And that is the reason why they are now putting up blocks where you can't go in the mall after a certain time. And the 75th Precinct is also going back there spot checking. So thank you for the report. We appreciate you guys flushing everything out in committee. So we're going to go into the vote now so that we can go into the next item.
I just would like to add that the precinct recommend, and they said everything is fine with them. There's no reports inside the location. Therefore, we recommend David and Buster for renewal. We put it on.
So we're going to do the vote for Dave and Buster. Is there any discussion with Dave and Buster's? I entertain a motion. So I think I answered that. You said about Dave and Buster's being held more accountability. We can't hold them accountable for something that we don't know if they did or not. So I'll entertain, one second. I'm gonna entertain a motion first to renew Dave and Buster's, and then I will open it up for discussion. So I will entertain a motion to accept the renewal of Dave and Buster's. Rose Johnson, and second by Mr. Faison. Now it's open for discussion.
What I wanted to answer, it wasn't just the issues about the drag racing. There was some contention regarding the times that they're closing and that people being inebriated visibly once they left the establishment. So there was a question of how much alcohol was being served, and maybe that contributing to incidents in the parking lot. Additionally, the recommendations was for them to actually have or establish a connection with the 75th Precinct, also with the management of Gateway, because they have retired police officers, but they don't actually communicate with the 75th Precinct. And that's what we wanted them to be able to do. And that's how we would gauge their being more accountable, by establishing those relationships, which we think that would be very good and beneficial for the community at large.
Thank you.
I just would like to add that this business is a place for the family. It's a good business. There's no issues inside the establishment.
Thank you. Any more discussion? Yes.
Was there any engagement with the management company? Because it sounds like it's the management more an issue than it was just the business. So is there any relationship or communication with the management company over Gateway?
One of the members said no.
Are we, because listening to what our chairwoman said, she said it's not so much the establishment, but also just looking at
Thank you for that comment.
Well, wait, with
So,
the-
wait, one second.
I would like to answer because I was
No,
in the
you,
meeting.
she's talking to the chair. Y'all not talking to each other.
Go ahead.
What I am gonna say is that thank you for that comment. What I will have is my office. I will have Ms. Perkins and Ms. Chappelle reach out to Related, because that's who's over the gateway back there, so we can have a conversation. It makes no sense for us to go on hearsay when we can have the management company come to the community board like we did with the Red Crab. So that is what I'll ask my office to look into, and then by next month, at our general board meeting, we can give you guys the findings. Okay? So with that being said, no. With that being said, we're going to go into our vote. All in favor of Dave & Buster's, please say aye. Any abstentions? Any noes? Dave & Buster, it carries. We will give them a letter of support.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
And I would like to invite you to our meetings. They are on the second Monday of the month. There we discuss many different items of quality of life, and we would like you to join us, and therefore you could ask more questions on the floor when we have issues. Thank you.
Thank you. We have the Cannabis Committee. Do we have anybody from the Cannabis Committee? Thank you, Ms. Wallace.
Just bear with me one moment. So, the first voting item is for Hudson Hayes LLC, 3043 Fulton Street. Hold on one second. Do we have to say?
So please introduce yourself to the room so that they know who you are.
Okay, so my name is Monique Wallace. I'm one of the co-chairs. I'm here with my co-chair. He'll introduce himself.
How's it going? I'm Jimmy Guiti. Please bear with us, guys. We're fairly new to this, so we're figuring this out on the fly.
And I'm Ro Johnson, former co-chair of this committee. The first voting item we have is Hudson Hayes LLC. They came before the committee, and the committee, it was a no vote. We felt like the presentation and the CB5 questionnaire, specifically that we required, wasn't presented. So we tabled it because he came last month, and we didn't have complete information. So we revisited this in the last meeting, and it was still, although he sent an apology for his behavior in this previous meeting, the committee had determined that it was still a no vote. So we would like to entertain a motion to go with the committee's recommendation as a no for this establishment.
So this is Hudson Hayes.
This is Hudson Hayes. This is the one we tabled from last month.
And the committee's recommendation is?
No.
No. I'll entertain a motion to hear. No, they said no. I entertain a motion to vote on Hudson Hayes. This is the business that came last month when the gentleman had the outburst and said we were showing favoritism and things of that nature. I entertain a motion? Yeah.
So, Ms. Ro Johnson
They're gonna-
said that when the business came for the presentation, the presentation wasn't clear. We couldn't get a clear, description of how the business was going to run.
Yeah, there were no hours of operation. When we started this committee, we drafted a questionnaire. There were no hours of operation. There was very skeletal information. So usually when someone presents to us and they want to open up or want us to recommend their license, they present a very robust presentation about their hours of operation, their involvement in the community, and how they plan to operate within the community. And it was just very skeletal. So we weren't averse. We were just like, we just need more information. In that interim, it came before the general board, and last month there was a bit of an outburst and there were accusations that we were showing preferential treatment even though we didn't get the information that we needed to make a decision.
Yeah, so just to echo everything that Rose said, like there were very much a lot of unresolved questions about how their day-to-day ops were going to go. They didn't submit the questionnaire. And in the interim, I know that they issued an apology. However, given the context that we've already been accused of like preferential treatment, it just didn't make sense to vote against what we had already been doing in that specific instant. So moving forward on a proposal that still felt like underdeveloped would not only be risky for the community, but it would also like erode trust that we're looking to build in communities, specifically regarding like cannabis measures.
So Mother Bright, did that answer your question? Okay. Brother Paul. Oh, Brother Paul, can you go to the microphone?
Just to preface my statement, I'm already concerned about the oversaturation of these places in our community. But dealing with that particular person, I remember that in the interim when you were doing your vote, it was something about some paperwork that didn't get submitted. We're not talking about, I know the outburst, but that paperwork he claims to have submitted to the district manager, then it showed up at that meeting. That paperwork was some of the concerns that you had. Did you ever get that paperwork? What's the clarity on that thing about his omitted paperwork? Was that ever entered into the facts of the applicant?
So he was talking about education, like education initiatives in the community, which he responded to us he didn't have to, based on New York State OCM's requirements, he doesn't have to submit that. And he responded to the district office, and the district office sent that to us. We never received the questionnaire for this business, the CB5 questionnaire for this business, until the last cannabis meeting that we just had for November. So that's information that we didn't have.
Okay, and I've been on the Cannabis Committee. I think we have to make sure whatever we're requiring is in the hand of the district manager, so there's a full package that comes back. So we have to make sure that whatever we're requiring is going by whatever the Cannabis Board is suggesting for us to follow as a committee. But those things need to be in a full package when these people come. And I think we can avoid some of those outbursts if everybody knows what their responsibility is. Thank you.
Absolutely, Brother Paul. And we received it. We didn't receive it until the last cannabis meeting for November.
Okay. Board Member Franklin. Anybody else have any questions? Any comments?
It was incomplete.
We got the form, the CB5 questionnaire came to us on the November 4th meeting, November 3rd meeting. So we didn't have it to even evaluate it for the meeting and even get all the applications.
But now that we have it.
Now that we have it, and we got his apology, we reviewed the whole application in full. And we made our decision with all of the information.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion. The committee stated that no, so it did not come out of committee. So I will entertain a motion that we submit a letter to them stating that as a board, we do not approve this application. Yes, they can
Yes,
come
they
back.
could always come back,
Okay.
absolutely.
All in favor of us not approving this application so we can move forward? Saying aye means you agree with us saying no and contacting the establishment, letting them know that we do not agree with it. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? One abstention, two abstentions, three abstentions, four abstentions. So Mr. Feliciano, Dwayne Faison, Mr. Frankinson, Susan Jacobs, Kelly, and Shani Bell. So we will contact them and let them know that we did not approve their application. Thank you for that. We have one more, which is
Voting item number 2, 8 Cave, 70 Jamaica Avenue.
Back cave. Okay, so in committee, we voted no on this because it was on our agenda twice, and we never had anyone here to present. As we subsequently understand it, there was a confusion about the date that the meeting was. So I know we're bringing it to a vote now. The committee voted no because it was a no-show twice. Now, they're here. I don't know, I will defer to the chair if we want to hear a couple of words from them. 2 minutes tops.
Ms. Perkins, when is this application due for the 8 at Cave?
It's Back Cave.
Back Cave.
It's a typo on the agenda.
Hold on.
Okay. We'll allow them to speak for
Okay.
2 minutes, and then we'll go into a vote.
Chair, can I ask one question of Ms. Perkins?
Absolutely.
Ms. Perkins, was all of the information correct on their information that was sent to them for when they had to show up to the Cannabis Committee meeting? I'm saying, I know that there was confusion. I'm saying, was there any inaccuracy on our part on when they had to come to the committee to present?
I don't know if there was inaccuracies on our part. In October, the Cannabis Committee was on the 6th. In November, they came on November 6th, expecting that to be the Cannabis Committee, but it was education.
Okay.
So they came in full-fledged to the Education and Youth Committee meeting with all of their information, but unfortunately, cannabis took place on November 3rd.
Okay. I guess I'm trying to find out if we communicated the dates that they were supposed to show up to them.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So, I don't think we're penalizing anybody.
Yeah.
No one is being penalized. I think the question is just being asked. Did they fill out all of the questionnaires and things like that? Do the committee have that?
Everything was submitted to
Yeah, we had that.
their extra proposal information, their operations, their training, everything was submitted.
Yeah, we had that. It was pretty much that we didn't hear from them or see them. So that was really the basis for our decision.
So you may come forward 2 minutes and speak about your business.
Hello, Community Board of East New York 5. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Brooklyn Batman, Lionel Javon. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm a creator from East New York, Brooklyn. And I'm going to just start by saying that I respect the Community Board. Melinda knows I've been hounding her for about 3 months. And The first time that was missed, my lawyer said we don't need to come the first time. So I was aware. I emailed my lawyer. I could even send that email out. And he was like, well, they're going to vote whether you're there or not. You don't need to come. I talked to Melinda. Melinda said on October 20th, they're going to vote. So I came on October 20th, and I saw that there was a whole board. So I said,
No disrespect. Can we just get to your business? Because we have
Oh.
like 2 other voting
Okay.
items, and I know people want to get out here
Yes,
at
yes, yes.
8:30. So if you could tell us about your business so that
Yeah.
we can decide whether we're going to vote this thing up or down.
okay, so the business is called The Bat Cave, and it's an economic development structure where we mix education, where we gave free education with BMCC to specifically people who live in East New York. Gave them free education with BMCC. Some of the students is right there, and they sign up for an internship, right? To work for the dispensary, you have to be certified. Minimum requirements are $20 an hour, right? Furthermore, the difference between us and any other dispensary in New York City, we have an entrepreneurial sales program where we turn corner boys to corner reps, meaning like when they sign up people that smoke illegal cannabis, there's membership programs within our tech platforms. It's highly robust when it comes to technology. When they sign people up, they get 5% profit share. So that means this is not about just sales where they could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They actually have an equity stake with the customers that they're buying. That promotes illegal sales because even if they can't work in the dispensary because there's too many, people in the neighborhood can generate 5%. So the average, with our data, the average person spends $450. If they sign up at least 100 people, they spend $4,500 a month on cannabis. I mean, not 45. If they sign up 100 people, $4,500 would be per person. That's the residual income. So that's entrepreneurship, which be more inclined to work with us than just work a 9 to 5. So we promote entrepreneurship as well as economic development and education to get illegal sales off the street, as well as keeping tax dollars in East New York, because I come from here. I've been in prison from a kid because of cannabis on Miller Avenue, and it's called Killer Miller, to now I'm making something legal for my community. And all of them is here too, and there's more to come that's in schools. Thank you.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Any hiring locally in the community?
Oh,
I know
yes.
you have a team there.
Yes.
But, you know.
Hendrix, Fresher, if you know who Fresher is, he actually works with me by filtering the kid. Like, we literally at Fresher, we had like a whole big, with 30 youth that was over 21, about certain people not showing up. So we actually have not just an education from East New York, we have a mentorship program working with Chris Banks. Chris Banks is a friend of mine, TMK from Cyprus, with Stackstone, and we are like E. Mitchell as well. I'm also working with E. Mitchell with just creating a mentorship program where they go upstate New York to get, education of entrepreneurship and spirituality, something called cognitive therapy, which I'm also an expert when it comes to. I wrote a book called Seeds in the Concrete, and I wrote a story about kids in the inner city, how you could reprogram your thinking to be successful. I'm gonna tell you right now, I should be dead or in jail. When you even Google me and see some cases that I overcame to turn my life around. And that's what I'm really passionate about. I don't even smoke weed, but I also know that the war on drugs was targeted African Americans, right? And because I'm not gonna allow some rich economic millionaire guy to come in East New York and sell weed to us, and we the ones who went to jail for it. I'm just not doing that. That's just me, So God bless y'all. Y'all want to vote the robust, rich white situation.
Thank you.
We here
Thank
to keep
you.
we here to keep economic
Thank
dollars
you.
in East New York. Sorry.
So, the committee can't change its vote, but you have a presentation so the collective can make their decision. So I'm gonna turn it over to the chair.
So we heard the business just now. I don't think there's anything else for him to add. I appreciate the fact that you gave your history, you gave the story, and that there is some people that is being employed from the community. It's sad that you had to go through what you went through, but you went through what you went through to bring you where you are now. So for that, I'm gonna say thank you for expressing, and thank you for telling your story. With that being said, I will entertain a motion to, I'm gonna allow you guys.
I would say the motion in light of the presentation, and I'm not the co-chair. But I would say the motion is to vote on it again at this point. We didn't have this information.
So I entertain a motion to decide whether we're going to give them an approval, what is it called? Bat Cave?
Bat cave. Bat cave.
At Cave, the Cannabis
The Bat Cave.
Committee.
I make a motion, excuse me, based on the presentation, I make a motion that we approve their request to, for licensing. That would be my, my motion.
Can I get a second? Second. Second. Okay. All in favor of approving the at Cave Cannabis Committee, Cannabis Business at 70
Jamaica
Avenue, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Wait. Amiria opposed, Ebony Johnson opposed, Dwayne Faison, and Drea Granville opposed. Miss Worley opposed, Natasha Cherry Perez opposed, Deron Linson opposed. You guys, right? Okay, now we have to let's take a roll call vote. Let's take a roll call vote.
Okay, if you say yes, that means you are approving their application. Alicia Abernathy. Okay, wait, I got it. Deborah Ask. Alfred Adams. Amiria Allen. Shani Bell.
Shani Bell?
Say yes.
Yes.
Nidia Benafont. Vivian Bright. Alton Brown. Charles Bullock.
Yes.
Orisa Cameron. No, she's not here, I'm sorry. Natasha Cherry Perez. Juan Colon. Ethel Cooks. Rachel Ellison. Dwayne Faison. Miguel Feliciano, yes. Yes. Anna Fisher. Wilfredo, no, he's not here. Jessica Franco.
Yes.
70 Jamaica Avenue is the entrance to East New York.
Dwayne Franson. Frankson, yeah. Odessa Flynn. Andrea Granville. Suzanne Jacobs. No, he's here?
He's here.
Okay. Present. Jimmy
Don't even mess his name.
Gutty. Gutty.
It's Guiti.
Yes or no?
That's good?
Yeah, no, it's Guiti. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let me see the next one. Suzanne Jacobs. Ebony Johnson. Rakina Johnson. Roe Johnson, okay. Okay. Grace Jones Roberts. Deron Linson. Alice Lowman.
Yes.
Andretta Mitchell. Judith Narain. Kelly Pierre. Evelyn Pugh. Abdul Sattar. Albert Scott. He's not here. Okay, I'm sorry. He's not here. He said, okay. That's not, okay. No, Luke.
Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas, yeah, I put it president, okay. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas.
Yes.
Yes. She's not here.
Emily.
Emily Walker. Monique Wallace.
Yes.
Gina Watson. Hazel Worley. Okay.
Yes.
Carries.
Congratulations. You'll get a letter of approval. Keep up the good work. Keep the community board in mind. Come back and visit us, and we look forward to you mentoring those young brothers and sisters, because weed is not the only way to go, okay? Because we have a lot of kids going to school, smoking weed. We gotta educate them. We gotta educate them, and we're looking to you. Let me look you in your face. Look you in your eyes. Let you know. We got our eyes on you as well. Please, 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 sir, don't just talk about it, be about it, okay? Congratulations. No, we don't have time. We don't have time. You can come back next month, December 17th. Come back, and then you can speak for, okay, December 17th. Here's my paper. So we're gonna go into our, where's my agenda? The CDNA. Where's my agenda? The Community District Needs Assessment. We're gonna go into that. I'm gonna read some of the things that we're putting in. It's the draft for 2027. Lighting on Chestnut Street and Atlantic Center. traffic calming mitigations on Logan and Atlantic, which is lighting, street marking, repairs. Traffic study on Stanley and Crescent, install traffic lights. There was a youth fatality there. That's where the bus was making a turn and it killed a youth. Speed humps on Hemlock, North Conduit and Pickens Avenue. Traffic, transportation, infrastructure, survey for speed bumps near schools, daycares, playgrounds, and to review safety measures along Lauren Avenue, Drew Street, and Emerald Fountain Avenue, and implement the review of the East New York Safety Plan. We also asked for lighting under Livonia Avenue, the elevated train between Pennsylvania and Van Sinderen corridor, improve lighting, traffic calming, pedestrian safety around housing complexes, supportive housing, community health clinics in CB5, DSNY sanitation, 3-day pickup to accommodate increased tonnage with expected residents, because we have a whole new community back there by Gateway, by Lindenwood, the movie theater. We got Radisson back there. We have Emerald Green, Spring Creek. We have homes back there. We have the pink houses. And we're going to have more housing on the parking lots where Food Bazaar is. It is coming to your neighborhood. There's talks about it now. When I went to Jewel Street tour with Ms. Axe, Ms. Fisher, and others, and it was talked about. One of the parking lots, or two of the parking lots out of the three, they plan on putting housing. So we're literally going to be on top of each other. So we need that extra pickup with sanitation. Street sweepers inadequately using vehicles with no water, trash spreading, waste baskets, more in our district, especially the heavy pedestrian streets and commercial corridors. The removal of the tractor trailers parking on Fountain Avenue. That pilot should not be extended because we didn't agree with it to begin with. So we have to reach back to our city council member, Mr. Banks, and bring so that he could put that back on the table. This survey is going to be available from our district office. For the sake of time, I don't want to go through each and every one, but I want to let you know we're requesting funding for DOT, sanitation, NYPD, because as we know, there's a whole nother community out there. We need more officers. We need another precinct here in CB5. And that is something that we've been talking about. We have to keep talking about it. We might have to do a petition, borough-wide, maybe online, just so that the word can get out. We do need another precinct here in East New York, in CB5 district. The Brooklyn Public Library, Department of Aging, Department of Parks. We didn't forget about our schools, and school construction, elevator for 202, gym expansion for PS 89, PS 158, the teacher's lounge upgrade, PS 290, new boiler, PS 292, the gym and library upgrades, PS 190, the library upgrade, district-wide ADA accessibility for all of our schools. With that being said, I want to say, Ms. Pugh, we love you and thank you for being able to come up these 3 flights of stairs. So that means the lift is working. Inspector Hines, I'm going to have you come up, but I want you to send our regards to NYPD for making sure that our lift was working and that Miss Pugh, our board member who haven't been able to come in 3 years, that she's able to come tonight. So we're asking also that they provide 12 NYPD youth officers to cover all district and District 19, programming for high school, financial literacy, HPD, rent relief, New York State Office of People with Developmental Disabilities, transit, reactivate the B12 bus route to come out this way. We need additional bus services in Spring Creek Gateway area, a study of the B83 and B84, the revitalization of the L line, EDC, OEM, DYCD, and DDC. So with that being said, we need to vote on these items, and I will entertain a motion to accept all of what I read. You can reach out to the district office to get a copy of it so that you can see exactly what we're saying. So with that being said, all in favor of entertaining this, say aye. Aye. Any noes? Any abstentions? This is what's going to be presented, okay? I have the new inspector of the 75th Precinct. Let's give Mr. Hines, who's no stranger to the 75th Precinct. He's been here before. He just got promoted to, is deputy inspector or inspector? Deputy inspector. So this is the deputy inspector for the 75th Precinct. Thank you for taking my call and dropping what you was doing and coming over here in 15 minutes. Yep. I just wanted the community to know who you were and to welcome you to CB5.
Okay. Thank you. As Ms. Lowman said, my name is Deion Hines. I'm the new commanding officer of the 75th Precinct. I'm no stranger to the 75th Precinct. I was working here as a lieutenant back in 2014. I worked here for 8 years, so I'm very familiar with East New York, and this is a return back home for me. I've gone to many places, different precincts, but like I said before, there's no place like the 7-5. It's very, 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 very strong with their community, and even this stuff is even different to me. I've never seen CB5, East New York, microphones. You know, you guys really do it up big here. You have cameras, you have buff mics, you got everything going on. But I'm here for the community. As Ms. Lowman said, anytime any one of you want to get in contact with me, I can give you my number right now. If you guys could take it down with any problems. The number is 929-287-9980. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or anything that you'd like to talk about, I'm open and I'm free at any point in time. And like I said before, I'm glad to be back home, and I'm glad to continue this, what do we want to call this? This partnership, this collaboration, and we're going to continue it going. All right, guys? Thank you. What? Before we even start, anybody have any questions, or we got time for that or no? Any questions? Oh, 929-287-9980. Any questions, comments, concerns? Nothing?
Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns for the deputy inspector? I see your hand back there. You can come up front.
Oh, you want the number again? Oh, she got it? Okay. All right, going once, going twice. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to forego my report, the district manager's report for the sake of time. Community voices. Let's go through community voices. Annalisa Defoe. Two minutes.
I got 2 facts. One, if you are a business owner or entrepreneur, you have the ability to leverage the IRS system for tax credits. Now, if you're a regular 9-to-5, not so much. Number 2, Black and Latino communities, we know how to do finances when it comes to debt creation. but not for asset building. So my business, I'm a public health consultant. I talk about health equity and literally putting equity back into our communities. So I'm holding a free financial literacy workshop right here in this room on the 13th of next month. And I hope that you all are interested in coming in and supporting. And let's start changing the conversations that we hear on the streets of East New York. And also I want to thank CB5 for teaching me a lot about community affairs and community engagement these past 2 to 3 years. A lot of what I'm doing is fully informed by all of the learnings I've gotten from just being part of this community. So I want to say thank you to the board, and thank you to each and every one of you, because I wouldn't be here. I thought I'd be a lot more nervous than this, but looking at your faces and knowing that I got your support helped me to realize that we can create impact businesses that take power back into our hands.
It's a lot of talking going on. Thank you. Lakia Worrell. Lakia Worrell. Charles Bullock.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charles Bullock. I'm the second vice chairman for Community Board number 5. I'm a 20-year member of the Carpenters Union, shop steward. All right. Like I was saying, 20-year member of the Carpenters Union, shop steward. I held seats as a delegate, also a trustee. My nonprofit is called Shades of the Trades, Mentorship and Leadership, and our goal is to help young men and women in our community get into the union jobs. And the difference between a union and non-union is we have benefits that could take us to our end of our career. So when you're retired, we're able to collect a pension. When we're sick, we're able to go to the doctor. When you work in non-union, you can't get a lot of those benefits. So it's very vital that our young brothers and sisters obtain these trade jobs so they could become homeowners. I'm a homeowner, I have a house in Connecticut, but I still come here. I still come back to Brooklyn just to make sure our people get the message. I had 2 graduates, they were able to graduate from Building Works pre-apprenticeship. Now they're starting their apprenticeship with the Carpenters Union, and they're very thankful. So I'll take down this information. The number for the Carpenters Union is 212-727-2224. The website for the Carpenters Union is nyccarpenterstrainingcenter.org. The next recruitment date is going to be February 2026. You could go to my website, www.shadesofthetrades.org. I also post the announcements for the apprenticeships there. And the qualifications to become an apprentice is 17 years old, high school diploma, GED, and legally able to work in the U.S. and also pass a drug test. So we need the ganja people to mentor the kids to get into the trades. We approved you, so y'all got to step up. We got people that need to get into the trades in our community. Thank you. I'm going to just leave it there, but thank you, everybody. Have a good Thanksgiving, and God bless.
Thank you. Angus Fisher.
Good evening, all. I come before you today to invite you all to an event that I'm doing. We're doing the Winterfest Elevate Your Business Expo. We're going to be holding this at 100 Hensdale Street from December 19th through the 22nd. It's a 4-day event. It's a little details on it. It's a 4-day event where we bring in the entire community together for free workshops that are being held by SBS and other incubator programs throughout New York City to help businesses help individuals become business owners and elevate businesses that are already out there, as well as there's a track for business wellness. A lot of people in business, entrepreneurs, small business owners, they have a lot of burnout. They don't know what it takes after they get behind a brick and mortar space that the bills is piling up, the things are happening. So we're going to be having these workshops at this event, as well as 50 plus vendors and a stage activation. So we invite you all to come out, participate, and be a part of it. You can reach out to us at elevateyourbusinessexpo@gmail.com. We're looking for community partners and vendors. I look forward to speaking to you soon.
Thank you. Mr. Pierre Kelly.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kelly Pierre, founder of All Access Golf. I'm coming to you for two things. First thing is, if you have a child who is in a DOE school and you want them to get early access into golf, please come see me. Golf is a great sport. You can meet literally a lot of different people, and it's important that we really get the overall exposure early on so it doesn't become something foreign to them later on in life. Also, I had the privilege of interviewing the Honorable Ed Towns for a golf griot episode, and everyone knows what a griot is. It's essentially the elders that you go to get wisdom. Through that, we spoke about many different things: Mother Gaston, Jocko, Mandela, golf, and women in golf. So I want to invite you guys to the next Golf Griot event that's happening. That's going to be Friday, December 12th. We're going to be interviewing Cynthia Hall, who is the president of the Metro Jewels Golf Club, and it's going to be at Brownsville Heritage House at 6 p.m. Thanks. All right.
Thank you, Kelly. Amiria Aline.
Amiria Allen. Good evening. I am here just to share one of the many hats that I wear. I am a community gardener of East New York. East New York has 57 community gardens, something we should all be proud of, given the fact that we have the most amount of green spaces, which means that we have access to ensuring that we take care of our overall mental health and well-being. So I am a part of 400 Montauk Community Garden, and we are having an event this Saturday called From Garden to Remedy, a fall community celebration. So we will have various multi-sensory stations for families, and elders, all ages, and it's completely free. We will also be raffling a turkey. Now, community gardens are all volunteers, so we do not have money, so this is out of the kindness of our hearts as well as our resources. So we are inviting everyone to be a part of this fall celebration. Yes, it is still fall this Saturday from 2 to 4 p.m. Just make sure you wear extra layers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Committee reports. Anybody have committee reports? I know land use has. Is there anyone else? Before you start your land use committee report, I just want to speak on a few things real quick. And first and foremost, I want to say thank you to my district office. Thank you, Ms. Melinda Perkins. Thank you, Shamika Chappelle. Ms. Perkins, thank you for putting together the draft of the CDNA. We appreciate you doing it for us so we can submit it this week, so thank you very much for that. I also want to say that next month we will have our meeting on December the 17th. So please make a note of it. December the 17th will be our meeting because Christmas is the Christmas week is the 4th week. So we're moving it up 1 week out of respect for people that may be going away for the holiday. So December 17th will be the next general board meeting. I want to speak a little about commitment. We've been not struggling because we've been doing good when it comes to making quorum. However, people are not being serious. And I want you guys to spread the word. 3 general board meetings and you're out. We will vote you out. We have it in our bylaws. So whoever's not here now, you can let them know if they've already missed 3 meetings, they will be voted off in December. They will be voted off. You're taking up a lot of time, space, and energy for people that want to be on the board and do the work. Just like we are here making that commitment, you have to too. If you don't want to, we understand. I respect that. But just sign on the dotted line saying I can't do it at this time. But I want you to know, if you've already missed 3 general board meetings in December, you will be voted off next month. Attendance. We take attendance in the beginning and attendance at the end. So if you're not here for both attendance, you wasn't here. So understand, in December, if you're not here in the beginning and you're not here at the end, you were not here. Because you know what? It's a lot of work to be done out here. We got Jewel Street, we got IBX, we got Broadway Junction, where people are taking advantage of us. 29 stories. We asked for 20. They said, well, I'm doing 29. Well, we got things that we have to do. And if you don't want to be a part of it, don't be a part of it. But we are moving this train forward. This train is moving forward with you or without you. So I just want to say that on the record. 3 consecutive meetings and you're out. I don't care about elected official that you know. I don't care about you calling downtown to Mr. Reynoso. We have it in our bylaws. You're out. That's it for me. I'm off my soapbox now. But I just want to publicly say it. I want us all to understand. I think Ms. Plummer used to say, straight talk for perfect understanding. Straight talk for perfect understanding. With that being said, Board Member Odessa Finn, before you do your committee report, can we just have a request from my second Vice Chair, Charles Bullock, that you do a breathing. What do you call it? Breathing meditation real quick, and then we'll go into the committee. We're moving. We're going to be out here by 8:30, y'all. It's only 8:20. Let's clap for that. That's right.
Peace and blessings, community. Thank you so much for coming out tonight, and thank you for your patience. Congratulations to the new business, and I like what I'm hearing about your business structure. We're looking forward to having you come back and speak with us. We're going to do a community breathing exercise. Breathing is one of the ways that for Black people in Black bodies that have epigenetic trauma from being hunted, raped, destroyed, burnt down, all of these things that live in our cells, breathing, having the stress of going into a store and wondering, am I going to get messed with today? Is someone going to profile me today? All of these things in our nervous system going on and on because we don't get to leave this Black body. I would never want to leave it anyway. But because we exist in this Black body, when we can breathe, We can activate our vagus nerve, and that vagus nerve is the longest cranial nerve, meaning it's the longest nerve from the base of our brain through our body and touches all of the organ systems. It's the digest and rest nerve. Helps us to get into a sense of healing on a cellular level in our bodies. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a big inhale in. We're gonna also activate the facial nerves. We're gonna activate the eye nerves. I'm not gonna get into too much technical terms, I'm a science geek. So we're gonna lift the eye nerves. We're gonna also lift the sides of the mouth, because that helps also to activate the vagus nerve, to bring that release of stress, to bring that rest to your body. So we'll do that 3 times. We're gonna take a big inhale in, and we're gonna smile, raise the eyes, and then we're gonna exhale and vibrate that nerve with a ah. Really release it as a community, and we will regulate one another at the same time. We'll do that 3 times. We go for our first breath. Big inhale in, raising the sides of the eyes, raising the mouth, and release it. Ah! Doesn't that feel good? I like it. So let's go again. Big inhale in, raising the sides of the eyes, big smile, and release it. Ah! Allowing wellness to replace that stress, right? We got our activists, our award-winning activists over there enjoying the release of the stress, right? Okay, we're gonna go for our final breath. Inhale in, family, big, big breath. Raise the sides of the eyes, big smile, and release it. Ah! All right, give yourselves a round of applause. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. I am Odessa Finn. I am one of the co-chairs of I'm the new co-chair, Land Use and Housing Committee. My counterpart, the illustrious Vivian Bright, is a co-chair of the Land Use Committee as well. We're so glad to have her here with us tonight. I also want to thank the district manager and the district office for the support that we get at the Land Use Committee. We have a lot of requests. We ask for a lot of stuff, but we want to stay on top of everything for our community. So can we give a round of applause to our district office as well? And absolutely, we have the full support of our board, and we will be able to, the executive board, to do our work. So this is our committee. I'm going to move through quickly so we can get up out of here. Next slide. At our meeting, we have our meeting on the 3rd Tuesday of every month, right here in this building on the 2nd floor. You are welcome to come. We had the Honorable Charles Barron, who needs no introduction. He came and he spoke to us. He talked to us about AMI, area median income. He talked to us about mandatory inclusionary housing. He talked to us about the difference between influence and power. And that really motivated me as a new co-chair, because when the charter revisions passed, I said, how are we going to fight? The fight is always fixed against us. So how are we going to fight now? But after I heard from Mr. Barron, next slide, and he shared with us the list of projects that were not only affordable, but had home ownership opportunities that put people who were living, 200 people who were living in shelters, Hope Houses, they got permanent housing because of the work of the Barrons. So that legacy, that insight, that history telling, just like we got the history telling from our congressman here, we have so much richness among us just in the knowledge base of these people. It inspired me as a co-chair to say we can fight. There is strategy for us. We just need to know how to do it. And he shared that with us. Next slide. I'm not going to give you all the information. You're going to go to our YouTube channel, and you're going to see the full interview there. But he spent an hour to an hour and a half with us just giving us gems and insights into how to navigate land use. So you can scan the QR code there. Shameless plug to our CB5. No, go back. Our CB5 YouTube channel presented by Urban Media, who we've already acknowledged earlier this evening. Yeah, you can clap for that. These people are out here. They came to our meeting yesterday, and it was their son's birthday. So they definitely deserve a clap every single time. That is commitment and dedication. City Council Land Use. Okay, so we had the City Council Land Use Committee have their meeting today, and it was very, very interesting. There were 2 bills that I really wanted to center, but these were all of the amendments to the local law that were discussed. They had been introduced in October. As we see here, the first one, a local law to amend Administrative Code of the City of New York in relation to citywide percentage of rental units in projects receiving city financial assistance to, that they must have 2 and 3 bedrooms in the units, because we see a lot of these projects wanting to have a bunch of what we call them here senior cells. We want to put older people in they're living in their kitchen. They're living in their living room. They have no space to age. And then we have families also being put in a position to have it live in 1-bedroom apartments, and there are like 4 of them. And so this was a very interesting conversation. Sandy Nurse and her colleagues, she's the primary sponsor for the first one. The second one was for, as you can see there on the slide, an amendment for the percentage of studios. And then we have the last one that was also Sandy Nurse. What I want to highlight here, because I want to be mindful of the time, because I can get into a lot of conversation about what happened. HPD was there answering questions. And I want to say, shout out to Sandy Nurse. She really held their feet to the fire when they would not answer yes or no, whether or not developers come before them, and when they ask for increased 2 and 3 bedroom apartments, whether or not their project slows down and gets stuck in the pipe. So they're reluctant to listen to community boards and go back and say, hey, we need to increase the number of 2 and 3 bedrooms. They wouldn't answer that yes or no. So she really held them and said, okay, so you're not answering yes or no. And she called it out. She also called out the tools that she said they have to build. She said, you have all of these tools now. You have the City of Yes, you have the charter revisions. So we need to have some way of being accountable and having transparency. And you're not giving that to us. So she urged them at HPD, Sandy Nurse, to look at how they are causing people to have to stuff their lives into these little apartments when they're looking at their rate sheets and they're looking at their metrics, to think about the lives of the people that are being impacted. So you can take a picture of this screen if you want to follow these bill numbers. I tried to give you a little QR code, but it was getting too involved, so you could just follow it there if you want. All right, next slide. You can go to the next slide. Thanks. Jewel Streets. So on the 17th, we had, let's go back. On the 12th, there was a convening at the Pink Houses to talk about the Jewel Streets in this phase of the project, where they were offering what's being called resilience, acquisitions. This is a buyout. This is to offer people money to just leave and, redevelop their lives somewhere else. And then there was talk about the retrofitting. So these are the 2 options that are being offered to the current residents there. It was a very interesting conversation. One of the other community boards asked about the budget for the buyout, or just the budget in general. How much money do we have for this project? And we were told they had $20 million for the buyout only. And I'm gonna work on my poker face because I didn't have one that night. I was like, $20 million. Who are we buying out with that? But that was all of the money that they have for the project. So we want to make sure that we are keeping a close eye as a community as this is advancing. It is in the very early beginning stages, so we have great opportunity to have oversight and make recommendations here. There is a very important email address I direct you to. Board Member Act has been really helping people to understand this process and asking them to go to the interest form just to let them know if you live in the Jewel Streets and you have an interest. Doesn't mean you're committing to anything. You're just expressing interest, because when we have projects like a buyout, which we didn't have before, Board Member Act educated us on that. These policies, these things that have been put into place are new, and if we don't use them, we will lose them. So expressing interest, again, is not a commitment. It is just letting folks know we are interested in getting help here in whatever form that may look like, and then there's an email address. You can take a picture of that slide as well and turnkey that in your community. Next slide. Some upcoming events. The QR code will take you to the HPD website where you can get this information and you can register for any of these events. I found it very interesting. When you go to the website, you're gonna have to go all the way to the bottom to see the event dates. So don't think you're on the wrong website if you don't see it readily. So we have on the 17th coming up.
I think it's a BMW, license plate is LSF 7321. Go outside and get your car if you want it.
Anybody with a BMW? Thank you. All right, so the first event that we see here on December 4th is the virtual pre-scoping. This is going to look at the neighborhood plan, the rezoning proposal. It's going to look at the draft scope of work. All of those documents can be found on the website, and I do have a QR code to take you there because it was down a rabbit hole. I don't want you to have to do all of that. But again, this is an important opportunity for us to weigh in on things like the environmental impact. This is the stage of this project that we're in where we can start asking questions or making recommendations about this project. And then on the 17th of December, this also virtual on Zoom, they'll be looking at the plan's scoping process again and allowing for this period now is where you can have public comment. So we want to make sure that we're engaging with these opportunities to learn about the project so we can make meaningful contributions to the conversation. Next slide. This is where you can find the draft scope of work. You can find some of the preliminary documents that are available. You can take a scan of that QR code as well. Next slide. I thought that this was very interesting. This is a live comment map, so you can go onto the actual map of the Jewel Streets. It's color-coded, and you can add a comment. These comments here are actually live comments that'll show up. You can go to the menu and add a comment anywhere along the map. You see some people said, I love it here, get rid of this, to give feedback. Next slide. And then we have the subcommittee on zoning and franchise where there will be a hearing on the Herkimer Williams project. I have been in this room and seen people almost foam at the mouth when you talk about Herkimer Williams. So for all of those people who go off when you talk about this project and you have a lot to say either way, no matter how you feel about the project, this is an opportunity to go over to in person. You can also do a virtual testimony as well as written testimony, I believe within 72 hours of this hearing, which is tomorrow morning. Next slide. You can go, next slide. Okay. Another way for you to register. Next slide. These are the documents that you can look at the agenda. You can see what's going to be discussed during that convening. I want to also say the chair of the land use, the New York City Council Land Use Committee, this is someone that understands, just in my seeing how he conducted in meetings and engaged with the agencies and those that came to testify at today's convening. He said at one point, you know, to HPD, you want to keep putting people in these one-bedroom apartments and these studios, and you've got my residents living in their living room. Like, he really understood and helped them to understand what it is that they're offering is insufficient for the community. So our land use meetings, again, Thursday of every month at 6:30 in this building on the second floor. Please come out. Next slide. Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm going to do our second attendance. Oh, Ms. Natasha Cherry Perez, 2 minutes real quick, and then we're going to do the attendance.
Real quick, just wanted to let you know, good evening, everyone. I'm Natasha Cherry Perez. I'm the co-chair of the Youth and Education Committee with my lovely co-chair back there, Miss Evelyn Pugh. Just wanted to let you know on that, for those of you who don't know, 2K and 3K, our child care, was not funded by the federal government. They were supposed to be. By contract, we were supposed to be funded by the federal government until next year, next school year, the end of June, but they pulled the money. And so the city is funding this to the end of next school year, but they can't do it anymore. So we don't know if we'll have 2K and 3K. And if we don't have childcare, people can't go to work. And a lot of people will lose their jobs, and we will lose childcare for our children. This is across the whole nation. So on January 27th, mark your calendars, we're going to Albany and to advocate for this. So I just wanted to let you know, mark your calendars. I should have a flyer by the next time, our next meeting in December. But if you're interested in going to Albany to advocate for this for the day, please take the day off and join us in Albany. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any old business? Any new business? None. So I'm going to call the attendance, and then we're going to dismiss. Abernetha Alisa. Thank you. Deborah Att. Adam Alfred. Alan Amiria. Shani Bell. Nydia Bonifant. Vivian Bright. Alton Brown. Alton Brown. Absent. Charles Bullock. Arissa Cameron. Absent earlier, absent now. Natasha Cherry Perez. Juan Colon. Ethel Cook. Ellison Rochelle. Dwayne Faison. Thank you. Miguel Feliciano. Present. Anna Fisher. Wilfredo absent. Jessica Franco. Dwayne Frankson. Odessa Finn. Gaskin Jabril, absent. Aura Goodwin, absent. Andrea Granville. Jimmy, I'm not even going to mess your last name up. Thank you, Jimmy. Thomas Haynes. Absent. Thomas Haynes. Susan Jacobs. Ebony Johnson. Absent. Amir Johnson. Absent both times. Ro Johnson. Grace Jones. Absent. Deron Linson. Absent. Alice Lowman. Andretta Mitchell. Thank you. Judith Noreen. Thank you. Pierre Kelly. Thank you. Miss Evelyn Pugh. Thank you. Roberto Ramos, absent. Rita Hudson Tanisha. Wilma Rivera. Thank you. Sitar Abdul. Thank you. Al Scott, absent both times. Denise Snug, absent. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah, thank you.
Still here, still here.
Luz Torres is absent. Emily Walker, thank you. Monique Wallace, thank you. Gina Watson. Ms. Hazel Worley. Thank you all for, yes? Thank you all for attending this meeting. Good night. God bless. Stay safe.